Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Hope you've had a lovely Christmas and heading into 2023. I hope you've had a lovely new year. In today's video we're going to be doing a tutorial, a cold and dark tutorial in the Latin VFR A321 Neo in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now in this video we will be using the fly-by-wire mod, which you can get for free from Flightsim.To on their website, which I will link in the description below. So head over there, get that, and then watch the rest of this tutorial. Now in my opinion, this aircraft is a little bit iffy. There's a few features missing, but obviously we wouldn't expect this aircraft to be anywhere as near as good as the Phoenix A320. That aircraft is something that's spectacular in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But this aircraft, it's definitely flyable. You can fly it on VATSIM network, in my opinion. I have done many times. But yeah, I think it's got a few features missing. It does look a little bit plasticky, but we can expect that from Latin VFR. But yeah, I think definitely a good purchase in my opinion if you just want to have some fun in the sim, you know, love Airbus aircrafts. And yeah, let's jump in to the rest of the tutorial. So now, welcome to the A321 cockpit. It looks decent. It's not the best. It's not as good as Phoenix. We wouldn't expect that, but it does look decent. Overhead panel is looking quite nice up there. Quite nice. And then, I don't know if photo is working. Just have to make sure that it definitely is working. Yep. Don't know why the spoilers and the flaps are down. Maybe that was just me, I don't know. But yeah, let's boot things up. So first of all, you would want to come across to the overhead panel, turn on the external power. This turns on everything, basically. Brings the aircraft alive. Once you've done that, I would come across to the iPad, turn the iPad on. Today we are using Simbrief to load our flight into the aircraft. I'll just bring it across now. So here's our flight plan and our route from Simbrief. Easy 26 Hotel Bravo from London Luton to Edinburgh today. Here's our route, and then here's all the information that we need for the flight. So I'll bring that across. There we go. So we will import that. Make sure you have put in your login code in this iPad in settings. That is a common feature, the beeping. Probably can't hear that. Right, sorry about that. But yeah, make sure you have, if you're using Simbrief, make sure you have put your Simbrief username in the iPad. It's somewhere, I can't remember where it is, but it's there just so you can import your Simbrief data, and it makes it a lot easier to flight plan. So we'll pop that in there. HW, so Luton to Edinburgh, alternate is Manchester. Here's our route, all the information, latest weather radar, all that kind of stuff. We don't need that right now, but that's good to have. So we come back across here, we want to turn crew supply on. We then want to align the IRSs, all three of them, turn them to nav, the middle mode. When that's on nav, come across to the batteries, turn on the batteries. The batteries are now on. So that is nice and easy. We can then emergency exit lights to armed, no smoking sign can come on. Once we have done that, you then have to wait 7 minutes for the RSs to align, but during that time we can set up the rest of the aircraft. So let's come down to the MDCU. We want to go ATSU, then we want to go AOC menu, init press. We can then click the blue init data request, and that will bring our data in. So again, Luton to Edinburgh, brings in our flight number, and estimated flight time of 57 minutes. Then go to the init menu, click init request, and that will bring in all the data we need. The only orange box we don't need to fill in this fly-by-wire, in this Latin VFR A321neo, is this co-route. It doesn't always work for every flight, so I just recommend leaving it. Then click the right arrow to go across to init fuel, and then we need our flight plan up. So we then need to load in our zero fuel weight of 69.4. So zero fuel weight 69.4. Then we'll put a dash because there's a dash in between. We then need our zero fuel weight center gravity. We can get that from the iPad. We'll load that in. So on the iPad we will need to go payload and then here and then there. So our center of gravity is 24.45. So then 24.45, 24.4, load that in, and we've got that from just here. Zero fuel weight, center gravity, and that's here. Once we've done that, we need our block fuel. Our block fuel is 5.6, so we can load that in.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the front deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our
It's
flight.
looking good. And then we need our trip wind, the last thing on this page, trip wind, and average wind is minus 18 knots. So we go to here, minus 18. So that means we're going to have a headwind of 18 knots for the flight. That is the init page completed. Once we've done that, we can go across to flight plan. Your flight plan is in, apart from your departure and your arrival. For departure, we will click on EGGW, which is Luton, our first waypoint. We'll then go to departure. You will then click the runway that it wants us to depart off. That is in your flight plan, so just make sure you look at your flight plan. So for us, it wants us to depart off runway 25 on the Omni 2 Bravo departure. So we'll go runway 25, scroll down, once us on the Omni 2 Bravo, there's the Omni 2 Bravo, we'll click on that, and then we'll click insert. Insert that. That is then in your flight plan. That is it for the flight plan page for departure. You don't need to put your arrival in until you're close to your arrival, so that is fine. Our last thing to do in the MDCU is takeoff speeds. Now in this Latin VFR aircraft, I can't find where you do takeoff speeds, so if anybody knows where you do that, can you let me know in the comments, because it's the only thing I don't know how to do in this aircraft. I just can't find it anywhere. I can't. It's just format error, so I'm not sure. This is the only page I actually don't know how to do in this aircraft. So I'm going to leave this for now. It's not necessary, but it is always good to have takeoff speeds and flap settings and everything before you take off. So I do recommend doing that, but I'm going to leave this for today's video. So that is the MDCU completed. There's nothing else we need to do in there. That is the plane set up. Also, I did board the passengers. Now if you're not using GSX, you can just do it from the iPad. I am using GSX, so I will just request boarding. And EasyJet is fine. So then I will get my handling and people will board the aircraft, but I have already done it in the iPad anyway. If you don't have GSX, this is how you do it. You'd load your flight plan, Simbrief, and then load your passengers. For now, that is the aircraft set up. There's nothing else I need to do until the IRS is aligned. So I will be back when the IRS is aligned. Right, welcome back. So now you can see the IRS has a line. The IRSs have a line. So we've got both the screens are on. All the screens are on now. We can see our departure is in, and you can see our route will continue around there. So that is all good. Now there's really not that much more to do. We're setting up the aircraft, and it's mainly up in the overhead panel. So once you have loaded the aircraft with its fuel, turn on all the fuel pumps, all of them. So all these white lights in a row, turn them on, and there we go. There's the centre, the left and the right fuel pumps are now all on. The only other thing to do really is, well, get ready for push. But before you get ready for push, turn on the APU. So turn on the APU, and that will take a few minutes to get ready. Maybe if you have time, just pull across some charts, which I'll just get across now, just so you can have a little look at your departure before you actually depart. So hold on 2 seconds. 2.5. Here we go. Let's get this across. So we are using Chartfox today for my charts. I haven't got Navigraph. Now Navigraph is obviously the best chart website you can get. You do have to subscribe. It does cost a little bit. So I just use this free Chartfox flight simulation charts. They're just as good. They don't do every airport though, so that is a bit, but Chartfox, they do. They're amazing charts. All you need, help you out with the approach, help you out with departure, all of that. So initial climb is 6,000 feet out of Luton. So that's what we're wanting. As a transition altitude, initial climb 6,000 feet. That's what we are wanting. So we'll come and set that in here. 6,000 feet. Set that there. And yeah, now the APU is available. Turn on the APU bleed. Turn on seatbelt signs. That is then the aircraft set up, ready for pushback and startup. Maybe just flick these to VOR, and that'll do it on that side as well. That's one good thing with this Latin VFR aircraft. Whatever you do on this side of the aircraft, it does on this side, which it doesn't do in the Phoenix. So in the Phoenix, you have to set it manually both sides. Here, it does it on both for you. So it makes it nice and easy. This is a good aircraft. It is good. It's fun to fly. So yeah, just making sure everything is set up. Finally, turn on the TCAS. So set this one to auto and then this one to TRA if you're on VATSIM, just so you can see any other aircrafts around you. Other than that, it looks like that is it. We're all set up, ready for pushback and startup. Now I'll bring out another video showing you pushback, taxi and takeoff in the next, that'll be in the next few videos I'd have thought. So yeah, there we go. That is the aircraft set up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it's been helpful. That's what I try to do. Try to make it as helpful as possible for you. Make it nice and easy to fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This flight sim is just extraordinary now. It is the best flight sim. Especially when you get all the sceneries, all the aircrafts. It's amazing. It is amazing. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it's helpful. And I will see you in the next one, which will be coming up hopefully very soon. trying to do weekly uploads now for you. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.